It's that time. The underground. Let's go! And we are back, baby. Still breathing. They ain't killed me yet. Another Thanksgiving here coming up. I guess I got till midnight, but hit the music before it runs to the next one. All right. Hoping the mic check's good. Steve, man. Steely. Thank you right at the gate and happy Thanksgiving. Much love. And I was laughing, man, because I looked down, I noticed the same thing there, D White. It's got everybody's email names lined up now instead of the screen names. I don't know why it did that last time. I don't know why it's doing it again. But yeah, man, at least we're here, right? Yeah. And maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it's showing the emails like that. I didn't have no control over it last time. Maybe it switched back to your name. I don't know why it's doing that, but thank you for the super chats, guys. John Boy, member for 11 months. Underground. Man, much love. Salutes, my brother. Thank you for all the feedback. Starting off with the shot there over Cincinnati. And man, gonna try to knock out as much as possible here. Don't look to make this an extremely long one. Tomorrow Thanksgiving and everything else. Just try to keep this 2 hours or less. And any extra we'll just set the pickup on Friday stream for the weekend. And we're just gonna jump right into it. If you got anything to get to me, dabu7@yahoo.com. You can at me in the chat to get my attention there. And as always, I appreciate all the super chats, any coffees or PayPals anyone buys. All appreciated to the fullest. And much love, all pure bloods, real patriots, truthers out there. Yeah. Much love to everybody out there checking in. Hope all is good. All the way around. Start off here, just a quick note here on the holiday travel. You can see right here, holiday travel is set to beat a record. So it's going to be super busy. Some of you may already be in motion, already be en route. Jay from the Ville checking in. Bone score. We've got some alerts going out here. We got the Transportation Secretary Duffy saying, do not wear slippers or pajamas at the airport. Dress with some respect while flying is what they're saying. Now, I can only imagine it can get pretty crazy or out of hand depending on how many people and where you're at. Man, I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to deal with this stuff. I'd rather drive or take, some other form of transportation than to deal with the TSA. I mean, I don't know. Everything that you go through at the airport, it's like you don't go through near as much like trying to get on a train and go on a ride and all this other stuff. I don't know. I just hate it. This place is so totalitarian. It's like one big police state these days, and it shows. Feels like it. But a lot of people going to be traveling, man. Just head on a swivel out there. We're also going to see a good amount of snow across the upper middle part of the country. I'm sure you already know if you're in an area like that and you're expecting it, but you can see here just decent amount going to be dropped the upper portion of the country. So if you're in that range, upwards 6-7 inches in some places, that will be the first real good snow of the season. Sure, it's going to cause some headaches. The first snow always seems to cause headaches because people are just not anticipating it, from what I can tell. The slick roads, they're used to driving, normal, so to speak, around corners and this and that. And as soon as this stuff hits the ground, accidents go through the roof. Some of you don't have to deal with it that are in the warmer climates. Cali, Southern Cali, Arizona, Southern Texas, Florida for the most part, maybe a freak storm may come down, nip you. But for the most part, you guys Or good. What? Hold on. Hold on. Like, this, I need to zoom in closer. Did I apparently missed. Wow. Okay. Is this the Green Bay area, Upper Michigan? Right there on the Great Lake. 25 inches of snow is about to get dumped on you. Like crazy. Like, I'm sitting there just seeing all these smaller single digits. I had no idea the 25 was sitting there hiding. And it jumped out at me. I'm like, hold up. Like, whoa. Like, you're going to be getting over 2 feet of snow, guys. So, again, you have to be used to this. And you have to like to live like this. Or something. Because there's no way in the world. No way. Yeah, that's a big difference, isn't it? And now that I look at the color spectrum and I'm a bit colorblind, there's going to be a good amount over here. It looks like maybe in the middle of Washington State, but nothing's topping the 25 plus. So if you got to fly in and out of any of those areas, you know, I'm telling you, man, look, I don't fly a lot. And the one time that I flew, like bigly, like across this country in any major flight, I was by myself and I flew out of Texas down here. Flew out of Texas and I was going all the way up here to Montana. Marlboro Ranch. Won a free trip. And thank you, Jeff. Won a free trip. It's like, I don't ever win nothing in my life. I won a freaking trip to the Marlboro Ranch. And I was working out in Arizona. And they were heading back home for a bit before we went to Jersey to work. But I parked in Dallas, hopped on a plane, big plane, first time in my life by myself. And I flew to Minnesota, wherever St. Paul, the Twin Cities. There was Twin Cities, and it like blew my mind. I'm coming in, landing on a plane. I'm looking out the window, and it's a winter wonderland. Like I'm looking, like people looking at the other side, and they're like, "Look," and I'm trying to get a grasp on everything. I'm like, "What is going on?" And everyone kept saying Twin Cities, Twin Cities. And I look and I'm just like, what the? Like, insane. Okay. Now I see why they call it the Twin Cities. I never knew they sat that close to each other. And like, if you ain't never been up there, it's pretty crazy. The Twin Cities is pretty nuts, especially seeing it all covered in ice and crystal. It was crazy. I was freaking out. I was like, how are we possibly going to land this plane? I just accepted that I was going to die. Like, it's just like, man, there's no way. But we landed. And then they flew me on another flight all the way over to Big Sky Country to Montana. And that one wasn't as scary, it seemed, when we landed. Even though when we came down, it was mostly, you could see nothing. I'll pass on all that, man. Y'all can have that part. Okay? You lived in St. Paul 1984ish. That means you left, right? The airport was crazy. I bet. I can only imagine. So I'm saying be safe out there, guys. Just in everything that you do. I know once you're on a flight, it's out of your hands. So I pray for safe travel. Trump, I don't know what they were doing. They're giving some stupid talk here about this turkey, and he comes out. I just want to play this clip because I feel like the turkey lightweight shocked him. It scared him. And he even kind of laughed about it, like they made a little joke, but he's trying to talk to it, had his hands out, and it's funny because it gobbled and it kind of got him off guard. And see here.
It looks like a rather violent bird.
See, it looked violent.
It's hard to play. Anyway, are you ready? Gobble.
Oh, there you go.
I just want to tell you this, very important. You
Right here.
are hereby unconditionally pardoned.
He said, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. There you go. You're right.
So I just wish everyone out there has a good time with friends and family, is all I'm saying. And is safe. Now, I'm going to tell you that the travel nightmares already started for hundreds of people out there, thousands, because you had hundreds of airline workers that are taking part of the protest that combined and they shut down LAX here, one of the busiest travel days of the year. And they got out there trying to shut it down. So the police had to swoop in, snatch all these people up big time. But yeah, you've got they're blocking people from being able to get on their flights.
This is the entrance over to LAX right now.
You would think that law enforcement would have this stuff in check, right? Or something. I mean, you would be expecting. You'd have at least a few more security people.
Here, these are people's lives. You need to stop.
Missed my flight. I'm flying to Europe, you guys.
These people are gonna miss their flight, but these people don't care. They're trying to stop them, and it's a huge confrontation. I'm not sure what the law is in California about if someone tries to box you in and you run them over. I know every single state's different, and I've reported on this many times. In some states, people have got in trouble. In other states, it's legal. Like if someone tries to I think in Florida, for instance, if someone tries to get in front of you, you can mow them over. That's why you see less crap like that there versus other states that don't have laws like it. So these people just going crazy, stifling travel. So heads up, man. All right. So let me jump right on into a breaking story and situation here that is affecting how things are flowing in DC. And I don't know exactly what to make of all this. It has the feel of staged elements tied into it. To give you the breakdown, what we have here is we have in DC, and I put a video out on this here earlier. In DC, we have a situation where two National Guard troops were patrolling and working the streets right here where this pin is on a corner, literally 2 blocks from the White House. Just literally 2 blocks, 2-3 blocks from the White House. Lafayette Square right here. I've been here several times. Lafayette Square has been the site of many tense protests. Now, if I recall, we were over here on this western part of Lafayette Square on the backside of the White House here. And last time that I was up there, and there was huge explosions up this way, up here where this Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and all that stuff is. And me and Eric took off running up that way, and it was like a war zone. And it's all on the strip right here. Okay? Remember this. It's all on the strip at the top of Lafayette Square, where all hell was breaking loose because Lafayette was being used as a staging ground for the people creating chaos. And there was a limousine sitting right here in front of this hotel, and it just got busted up and lit up on fire. I've got those streams up still. But this was a crazy one because on the stream, I caught all kinds of madness. I had to even put it in a music video. I caught the police creeping up from behind me and throwing a huge like flashbang bomb right in front of me, knowing that I was live streaming, knowing I wasn't one of the bad guys. And it was like devious. And it showed you how the police are there. They don't care. I've been hit so much. I got like PTSD. Like been hit with so much crap off the front lines there, man. All the chemical weapons, it's insane. I'm not lying. Like every major city I've been to, I've been hit with like rounds of the chemicals. And I'm not kidding you. And I got crap what's wrong with me that they can't explain. Anyhow, I also got on film, like right in front of me, Antifa ripping the earth up, like concrete up, pavement, and like busting it up into rocks and trying to throw it about 40, 50 feet, 60 feet to the front line of where the cops were. They were holding armored shields and all this. Problem was, and this is the craziest part, they're bad guys, they're buddies that were right up there in the faces of the cops. They got hit. They are the ones that got hit by the rocks. It was nuts. They were dropping like a sack of potatoes. And I was live streaming when this happened. We couldn't believe it. Like these goons broke these pieces up, started launching these rocks and hit their own guys that were up there on the very front line. It was nuts. The whole place was chaos. Just pure chaos. The deplorable that was held up there was held right up in the same region. It was pure chaos. Same thing. Whole different setup. Like, man, I've been up here so many times. Just pure chaos. And how can it not be like that right now on the verge of it? Like, maybe the National Guard there has made things a lot quieter. But now after this is, I had to preface the whole area here because this is exactly where these two National Guard members got shot tonight. I hate to say it, but they're dead. They've been assassinated, in my opinion. Point blank range, the suspect creeps up. They're now saying, I can't even pronounce his name. He's an Afghan. He's from Afghanistan. And it was some kind of an attack, obviously targeted. And he just walked up to each of them point blank range and was like, boom, boom. It was it. They hit the ground. They were done. The guy was like assaulted, like attacked back in the process of arresting him, but he's alive. But it happened right here, this close to the White House. And for people that might be a little shocked about that, I wouldn't be, because I just told you this place is chaos. People live under a rock. They live in a state of an illusion, whatever they assume. When you actually get up off your tail and you go to these cities, you go to these places, you go to these events, you see things for what they really are. And for years now, it's been animalistic. This crazy madness ever since BLM, up till now. And this is a bit of a different animal. It's not just BLM out there right now. It's the whole left, as they're labeling it, in more Antifa and stuff like that than anything, right? And they've labeled Antifa a terror group. So now, man, how can this not feed into some kind of civil war type of atmosphere? And look where they're kicking it up at, right in their playground, right in DC, of course. Look, every single time that I leave this place, ever since the first time I entered DC and I left it, I said, I'll never go back. And I went back, and I went back, and I went back, because duty calls, And like when I got to go up there and cover something, I got to go up there and cover. But I've learned a whole lot from up here. This place is different. If you've never been, it's a different animal. Maybe you have been, didn't have a bad experience, but I don't go during, protest off season or anything like that, like family time. Like whenever I'm up in there, it's like high level chaos in like high heightened security like you would never believe. The whole National Mall locked down. Of course, I've been up there for Trump getting inaugurated. I've been up there for a freaking inauguration. That was wild. And they had the whole entire National Mall fenced off, so there was no getting in. Tons of people. And then BLM was attacking. They were attacking the gates where they knew were going to be bottlenecked, where a lot of people were standing there waiting to get processed, to get let in. I was up on a ledge with a good view down, live streaming, and you seen them come in and start to attack. And like they messed up because there was bikers everywhere. The bikers were just coming in. And BLM just got like, they got mopped up. They caused some problems. It was major issues. They shut down that whole area for a minute where they weren't even processing people through that gate. People had to swing around through another gate. But these are the tactics used by these groups, even for an inauguration. They targeted to disrupt it. So there's, look, man, we're at another level. National Guards, the guys with guns right there in the corner getting capped down. Do you know what kind of a heightened state that this is going to put everybody in? Like instantly, like right now, tonight. Like he's already called for major measures. Trump has tonight off this event. The White House was locked down for a brief time in this incident. And if you don't know, DC has a plethora of National Guard on the streets. They've got like, we've seen them send little groups of a couple hundred up to 500 to all these cities at a time, these units of 500. Well, he's sending 500 more tonight on top of like the over, it was like 3,000 or something that's already in there. So this place is crawling with National Guard already. And the fact that they've been targeted, this is not good, man. This is not good. So, all right. A couple other clips here I want to share connected to this. We got a witness that seen this whole thing go down. And here we go.
Boom, boom. 2 boom booms. I didn't think shooting, it's the holidays. And it was so beautiful. I literally had just said to the Uber driver, it's such a beautiful day outside. So then the Uber driver says to me, why are all these people running? And I look on the street, and so many people running the opposite direction. And it was little children too. And they looked like school-age children, maybe even as young as 5. So the individual who's in charge of them, I just heard him say, go, go. And the kids are, they're on both sides of the street. And the kids are running. So then I heard, help, help. Someone yelled out, help twice. I don't know if it was the individual that was shot or was it someone yelling for help. So then I'm actually on 17th Street. Then the armed men, and I say to the driver, they're not going to let us walk there. I mean, so then the armed men say to us, you have to turn around. You have to turn around. I was just on my way, on my lunch break, going to the dry cleaners when this all happened. And that was...
Did you see who got shot?
What did you see? That's the thing. I didn't have my contacts in. They were irritating me, so I took them out. Sorry, guys. But far as the timestamp, I was picked up in Uber at 2:12. I was heading to the Ronald Reagan building for my lunch to go to the dry cleaners there. I highly recommend the dry cleaners. They're Betty Bright dry cleaners. She's wonderful. And 2:12. And I was on F Street by about 2:15. And that's when I heard the boom, boom.
Okay, so that's an eyewitness there. I wanted to just play that clip. And then J.D. Vance.
Apparently there was a shooting outside the White House just a couple of hours ago. And we're still learning everything. We still don't know the motive. There's a lot that we haven't yet figured out. But what we do know is that a couple of National Guardsmen were injured in the line of duty. And first of all, I want everybody who's a person of faith to say a prayer for those two National Guardsmen, that they're able to spend Thanksgiving with their families instead of losing their lives, because I understand they're still in pretty tough condition. But I think it's a somber reminder that soldiers, whether they're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, our soldiers are the sword and the shield of the United States of America. And as a person who goes into work every single day in that building and knows that there are a lot of people who wear the uniform of the United States Army, let me just say very personally, thank them for what they're doing. We're grateful to them, and we're praying that they're going to be safe and they're going to spend Thanksgiving with their families. God bless them.
So, this whole thing comes after the Senator Slotkin warned National Guardsmen would start shooting at citizens. 4 days later, 2 National Guardsmen are shot. So she was saying this. This is the group of individuals that were saying to go against Trump's illegal orders. All right. This whole group that we got right here.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Oh, and I've showed this. Right here's the clip.
Look at these videos coming out of places like Chicago. It makes me incredibly nervous that we're about to see people in law enforcement, people in uniform military get nervous, get stressed, shoot at American civilians. It is a very, very stressful situation for these law enforcement and for the communities on the ground. So it was basically a warning to say, like, if you're asked to do something, particularly against American citizens.
So, it's like the other way around, though, here. Like, the National Guard just got ran up on and shot. Like, literally ran up on point blank range and shot. So, look, that's the big breaking story here for the evening. I'll update with more information as I get more. But sadly, those guys have lost their lives and they're not going home. So, RIP. To anyone out there that loses their life in these senseless shootings. I've been reporting on it for years, man. And then we had a high rise that caught fire in Hong Kong, and it was pretty bad, crazy. Many people killed in this. The fire just wild looking. I ain't see a fire truck anywhere or one the whole time fighting it. But all right, so that was some of the breaking news for the day. Let me jump over to space here real quick and get our update on 3I Atlas, the mystery object that raises more questions than any other objects that's come through our neck of the woods. I'm going to pull up X page here real quick, and I'm going to show you. This is the latest on Atlas. And let me tell you, man, this thing, whatever it is not no ball of ice. We know that for a fact. It's not this rock and ice. No. This thing is something special. It's something different. And what I'm showing you here now are some of the newer images. Like the middle one is the actual imagery. The one on the right, the craziest looking one, this is where brand new software that helps 3D map stuff was applied to the imagery, and this is what it created and kicked out. And it's wild, because when you look in, the detail on it is just, it's nuts. It's almost like there's little road, they're perfect cuts, 90-degree angles, little designs all over the place, and then what looks to be like either little mountains or like, I don't know. It looks like a freaking city when you look down at it. It looks like skyscrapers, all this. And some of them are nuts. Like right here, if you look on the screen, like right here, this one, it's a triple top, all even. In like this one, the design on it, when you really zoom in, dude, the geometry. Me and Tacos were talking about this, is nuts in itself. It's wild. And look, this guy's got a whole video, like 8 minutes long, that shows this thing in rotation. It shows all this. And it's big, almost like a U shape, or V or U shape, kind of horseshoe shape, with this dark thing in the center. So this would be the big bright spot that is giving off a majority of the light, because they say it wasn't reflecting light. It like had its own light source, right? Remember that. They said it had like some kind of light source off on the front of it in the very beginning. What's interesting is in the shot, if you look at it in the middle, the brightest spot is like here on the left on the front of it. But there's these, I mean, this thing is crazy looking. The original shot in the middle, the features on it are crazy. I mean, you can tell this is like you're looking at something that looks like it's a structure. And I can't speak until we see more 3D. Yeah, they look crazy, but I want to see more, and I'm going to see more in terms of, is this really what the surface is looking like, or I don't know. It's just wild looking. I had to share that with you because, hey, this thing is always doing something. It's got all these anomalies. Now we're still getting closer to this thing up till December 19th. That's right. Up to December 19th, we're still kind of approaching it. This is, if you look at the image here on the screen, it's past Mars and it's heading to the left right here. And Jupiter's going to pass the line and it's going to swoop in behind Jupiter. But as it's moving to the left right now, as it's heading right toward the edge of Mars's rotation here, where it says 3i, by the time it gets about right there where it says Atlas, Earth is going to be swung around to about right where it says Venus. So Earth is going to be swung around right to almost to the Venus point where it says it right there. And that'll be on the 19th. That's when they should get their best images. We're already getting, I mean, look at what I'm showing you, man. And then stop and turn around and look at what freaking NASA came out and gave the world. It's embarrassing that they gave us, it looks like a street light in the fog, compared to the stuff that we are constantly getting from guys with backyard telescopes. Righteous guys that are like on this, doing it constantly, churning out stacks of imagery, raw imagery. And all they're doing for the most part is just messing with a little bit of contrast here and there, just to pull a few things out and taking out some noise out of the image. And it's all raw. you get most of NASA's images, even though it's a fuzzball, you're still going to find all this manipulation and all that's pathetic. So the saga continues with 3i Atlas, and I will continue to update as we get closer to the thing. In the meantime, I will say this: right as it went past the sun on the backside, the sun on the backside came alive, and the sun just started spitting off rounds left and right, and they can't measure what's coming off. They don't have any instruments or probes off that side in any kind of gravity well anywhere that gets them. They've got instruments here on the Earth side. I think you, comrade, where they can catch everything obviously coming toward Earth. Anything facing us, we can see toward the sun. All this action on the backside is explosive. I sent out a clip today. Man, it looked like the sun was exploding. I'm not lying. It like to see that much action, and it was all coming off the backside, away from us, thankfully. Because if it would have been toward us, I mean, when all these sunspots were rotated toward us here recently, that's when we got all these auroras, and everyone was seeing them. When we hit like G3, G4 type of storms, those storms are beautiful and all, but man, when those big shows, that's what can bring on a grid down situation. And as soon as that show's over, lights are out, like party's over, one of these times it's not going to be good. All I'm saying is that those sunspots that are just ripping on the other side, definite X flares, probably, who knows, like maybe a record. I mean, because it was incredible. If they're facing Earth and this happens at any point, like, forget about the EMPs and all this other crap or the government. Just know that the sun has the ability to put us out. Oh, here it is. I've actually got it right here. Back us up. Watch this. Actually, there's the first explosion at 3 seconds on the sun. And we'll back it up. I'm just going to let it play. It's 14 seconds. Here we go. Cause some weird effect on the screen. Multiple. It just boom, another one, and another one, and another one. Like this thing, it's like just insane amounts. And a lot of it you could see being ejected. This top side just popping, massive. I'm talking like this is crazy. And not to have any official measurements, this much plasma and energy getting kicked out is crazy. Coming off that sun, man. So got a lot of interesting posts. Look at that. A guy made an invisibility shield. Look at that. Made an invisibility shield off of multiple layers of plastic, homemade. And it works great. Like you'd never believe it. Not no super scientific stuff. Nope. Just he used plastic and lenticular sheets and put them together and boom. It's incredible, man. So if people just take the time, you can see this kid right here, man. You can't even see through it, man. Like, amazing. Stuff like that I got on my X all the time. And I wanted to share this. What do you do when you look out your window and you see this coming at you? Huh? Huh? That tsunami wave right there? Huh? It's AI. Duh. Like, this would have been for the history books, the craziest footage in history if it was real. And that would have been the craziest tsunami wave ever. Like I said, like Japan didn't see nothing like that. This monster like this coming in, this is what you're talking is like on the currency. and like that'll wipe out NYC or something like that. A coastal city. Somewhere like, I hate to say it, but like Florida, it's flat. A wave that tall could run all the way across the freaking state. Yeah. I don't know. Just southern. I don't know. Anywhere flat. Any coastal area that's got this coming in, whole city's gone. Doesn't matter. Wave this size. So to be honest with you, you shouldn't live in fear when I say something like, "Oh, well, Florida's flat." Mike, you don't want to move there because this could happen one day. Well, this could happen to any coastal city. It come in on the Carolinas, any of it, and like the same thing's gonna happen. It's gonna come in for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Yeah. So, like, don't live in fear. Is all I gotta say. Be smart about some stuff, but like, it doesn't matter if you have beachfront property right there, or if you're 20 miles away from the city. This thing's still gonna get you. If you're 20 miles away from the coast, that thing's still gonna get you. That is what I'm saying. And like, you're not surviving that. Like, some of these things are just going to be out of man's hands. If something like that rips through. Crazy thing is, I feel like something major is possible. Maybe not to that degree. Maybe to that degree. I don't know, man. I know people on the West Coast, Cascadia, they got pods literally on their property because it's the only way out. They got these expensive pods to where when the tsunami waves hit, when the Cascadia goes and all that, the big Pacific Northwest quake hits, they're just going to get washed away in these pods. And when everything comes to rest, they're going to come out of their pod. But some people like tried to simulate that stuff and said they don't think that they're going to survive it. But I don't know. It's better than nothing. It's better to have a little pod than no pod. I don't know, man. We could build a big ark. I'll be honest, the best way, if you want a realistic way, in my opinion, to get out of there, if you're 20 miles from the coast and you hear sirens going off, massive, tsunami waves are coming in, you need a chopper. Get to the chopper. Yeah, quick. Straight up, that's it. Just get to the chopper. It's where they come in handy. I've discussed it out here because we've seen crazy floods out here off the mountains that like made everything look like an ocean. And it was like the only way you're getting out is like they have an Argo, which is like this little 4-wheeler type thing. It turns into a boat. They're really cool. Or a chopper. So anyhow, I played the clip of the sun exploding. The sun has a big effect on earthquakes and volcanic activity. Shout out to Jay Reacher. He sent me a link earlier. Man, there's like 6, 7, 8 different volcanoes that have all just erupted at the same time, like in the same span of a few days or something. And this one in Ethiopia, the latest. And I've been watching the ones on the West Coast, like even Yellowstone had a decent quake here in the past week or so. But this Ethiopian volcano erupts for the first time in 10,000 years. 10,000 years, man. So we've got some ancient stuff all of a sudden waking up, and the sun's popping off, like no other, like Yosemite Sam. And it's just not stopping. I don't know, man. There's a connection here with these energies. And all I'm saying is like massive eruptions. On one level, this is good because the Earth's kind of relieving itself and letting out, venting. But on the other, like a lot of these underground vents can be connected. And my fear is that, Yellowstone or some kind of super volcano is triggered. May not even be Yellowstone. It could be any big volcano that could black out the entire northern hemisphere. So this is Ethiopia. We saw one like what in Russia, like all over the place. It's trying to you can see the plume in red there. Man, I tell you what, X's done an upgrade on the DMs and it's garbage. They don't light up at all. And like, oh my gosh. See, I just went in, I opened it up, and here we go. I've got messages from like 6 hours ago. Like it never even popped up. And it made me think as I asked Jay Reacher if he had a list of all these places. So thank you, my brother. Off the coast of Alaska, the entire Ring of Fire is on fire. New Zealand, Colombia, Hawaii, Indonesia had 2, Ethiopia, and Russia. So there you go. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Spiro. I'm just now seeing TNF, man, even sent me a message, man. Well, just now seeing it, man. Much love, though, everybody. I'm gonna have to dive back in to all that. I'm gonna have to get in the habit of going in and checking that. What? Okay. This is why I come over and take the time to check, because Spiro sent me something good here that goes to the shooting. Let me play this real quick. It says, what the F is going on? After announcing that they had the suspect in custody, Trash Patel vows to capture the suspect. Did they not capture the suspect, or does he just not know? What?
State and local law enforcement agencies. You can see behind me, we have assembled the full force of both the federal and state and local law enforcement agencies to bring bear all of our resources to make sure we find the perpetrators responsible for this heinous act. And make no mistake, they will be brought to justice. You can see behind me.
I get it. Like, why is he saying that? If they got the man, he should know. And I don't trust him at all. Like, I got more we're gonna talk about here in regards to him here in a minute. Luna. Yeah, super dormant volcano eruptions are sus. Happy holidays to you too. Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving and much love. If I missed anything there, Doug, thank you for dropping the 10 memberships. Much love. Had a different screen pulled up back on the chat. One eye on the chat, one eye on the stories. I'm going to keep it going here. We've got utilities, unfortunately, electric going through the roof. People being told that they're getting letters from the electric company saying, look, the bill's going to go up like 20% more, like $20 more, whatever it is. They keep just doing this. And like, it's getting insane. So now people are being put in a position to where, do you pay all the utilities or rent across the country? And it's bad. I've said this a million times before. You know, getting off grid, having an off grid setup will help mitigate the damage big time. Especially get you a nice battery bank, converter, and your panels, and you won't have to pay this bill, the electric bill, ever again. Going down this route, something to seriously consider, man. I know a lot of people out there already have, to a degree. They have, a few panels on the roof. May have them up there for emergency, this or that. Yeah, something's better than nothing. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's going to get better going from here. JP Morgan, though, citing that oil prices are going to plunge into the $30 like per barrel, like super low by 2027. And this is right on par with what the World Economic Forum was calling for. Yeah, tacos. Colorado is some of the worst out there. Yeah, man. Like, it's time to think about where you're gonna ride the end days out, is how I feel. And like to me, in a warmer climate is where you're gonna have the better odds of survival. Period. I mean, especially if the grid's down, you have to power, everything's freezing. I would just take yourself out of that. Comrade, thank you. Look, I just keep having when I have something that keeps coming back to me over and over again, it's like it means it's like really big. They're phasing out fossil fuels. This is huge. That means that oil is not going to be needed as much, and like all this is showing it. This is actually showing it. It is. So, by 2030, this whole thing, it looks like they're going to have it set up for a new way. It's not going to involve, exactly as they said, they're going to phase out fossil fuels. Phase it out and replace it with what? That's the one thing that was never mentioned or said, but we already know. We are in the age of disclosure. Look what's happening. And I'm going to speak on that here at the end of the stream. I'm going to go into a whole piece here on disclosure at the end of the stream. First, before we get into the crazy stuff, the economics. Dick's set to shutter some Foot Locker stores. So all these different businesses have been affected majorly. Foot Locker, another iconic name out there, just the latest to be affected. Who knows? Could be in a town or a city near you. Just unfortunate to see this place crumble and falling apart. What is this? Google searches for Ramayula Lakwanwa. See, I told you I'd know his name. Lakwanwa. Trended in D.C. at 11 a.m. this morning, hours before he shot the guardsman. Let me tell you something, guys. Oh, boy. You know what? This is they've created a monster. Like, this is where AI is now going to be weaponized against the enemy, because this is where their data and their analytics and their AI is going to be used to burn them, because this is showing proof that we now have data, like a search. As you can see here on the screen, there's a search. The proof shows there's a spike in the search results. 5 years ago, this stuff wasn't happening. But now all of a sudden, people are curious, or they're going and they're looking, and the data showing that there are searches on the guy's name that should have never had it, like hours right before. Oh, so somebody knew something. Do you see what this does? Somebody's busted. They're guilty. This is more than a dude randomly walking up and capping. Do you understand this? Do you see what this does now? Oh, boys. Dude, this is game changing. Every event we need to start doing this. Oh, dude, it's game over. We're gonna bust them so bad from here, they're gonna have to change it. Hell, they made us change it tonight. Because this isn't the first time. I've showed this before, right? This data, the algorithms, like the search, it's just showing you what people were searching for. This is the same thing like when you see a surge in them ordering pizzas in DC. That means there's big meetings, something's going down. Same type of stuff here when you pay attention to the data. So, hey, watch these Google searches because they're showing us like right here with I'm an investigator, right? All right, and Molly Molotov, welcome to the underground. As an investigator, when I see this is huge. This is front and center, writing it down. This is like front and center on the table. This is huge. We have proof. We would take right in front of the judge, right into the courtroom and say, hey, look what we got here. We have irrefutable proof. Someone out of all these other blanks, no one ever probably looked this dude up in search ranks. But all of a sudden, hours before, someone was looking this guy's name up. This is indicative of showing that there's other actors involved. And as an investigator, that makes me say, I know there is. So now you're hot on the trail of other suspects connected to this, looking for a motive, obviously a motive in a ring. Of course, anything the guy says is going to help. In the fact that he's alive helps, because a lot of times in these staged events, they don't leave the shooter alive to tell much. Okay. This is going to be big, man. Look, this is right here, man. Getting on these Google searches is big. It busts them. That's pinned on the wall right there on the board on that case. Okay, and I don't know. Thank you for the update there. Uproar over $4 fries shows just how bad we're damaged here economically. Our standard of living has been demolished. It continues to deteriorate. They say that once upon a time, potatoes were the poorest people in society's food. They were inexpensive. And everybody knows, you could go to any of these fast food places and get cheap fries. It's changed. Like they're showing here, McDonald's. They say the average cost now is $4.19 for a carton of medium fries at McDonald's. And that's insane. Not even large, medium. DC, Hawaii. Happy Thanksgiving. Much love. Thank you. The same way you stop, you take a look around, you can feel the effects. Major. You can see this one. Consumer strain has moved beyond low income and into the heart of the middle class. So all this time, ever since lockdowns, the lower level, and it's always that way, the poorest of the people are going to feel it first, and it's going to work its way up. Well, now it's well into the middle class. Everyone's feeling it all over the place. It's not good. Not good. Everyone's feeling the pinch. Goldman Sachs managing director provided clients with a summary of takeaways with investor relations with teams at Bath and Body Works, BJ's Wholesale Club, the Home Depot, Lowe's, Target, Walmart, all these places, and I've recently reported on them, laying people off en masse, and the goods going up. Now, I said something about this on the last stream, but I'm going to say something again here in case you missed it, because this is a big one. It's a disgusting one, but you need to know about it. Campbell's has been caught 3D printing their meat for the chicken soup. And you may have looked at it for a while and wondered when you look at that chicken, like, well, without a doubt now, it's definitely mystery meat. And as I said before, the vice president admits this and says that it's excuse my French, shit for effing poor people. And it's made from a 3D printer, and it's lost its nutritional value, and that he wouldn't eat it. Now, since he made these comments, I'm going to tell you there are droves. I've seen all kinds of people, even people that want to show their faces. Like, I've seen a couple clips of women that was just showing themselves, like, cleaning out the cupboard. It was just taking all this Campbell's. They were making sure they were showing all Campbell's. It's all going to trash, all going in the trash. And it's good. It's like, good. People are waking up. They need to wake up in mass. They need to make a move. They need not to sit there docile. It shows that at least they are a little tentative out there. They are they're responding to some things. They see this, and now, dude, they're done. Like, Campbell's just did themselves in with this one. It may kill them. May just be the nail in the coffin for them. Because I'll never touch it again, ever in this life. Never, ever. And how can you trust anything else? How can you trust even their tomato soup? Think, oh, the tomato soup be over. How? If this, are you kidding me? You don't think that that's not going to be a GMO tomato at best? Come on, like, trust none of them. None of it. Any of it. Anywhere. We're literally like in They Live. Like, I go out in society, I don't trust none of it anywhere. It's all toxic. It's all garbage. Yeah. Unfortunately. Let me name off, though, some of the most expensive and least expensive cities in America real quick. Tupelo, Mississippi is going to be the most affordable place in America, followed by, I'm going to go down the list here. Decatur, Illinois, Harlingen, Texas, McAllen, Texas, Richmond, Indiana, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Pittsburgh, Kansas, not Pennsylvania, Salina, Kansas, Muskogee, Oklahoma, and Ponca City, Oklahoma. So Oklahoma on there quite a few times, Kansas, Texas. On the other end, Manhattan is the least affordable, followed by Honolulu, Hawaii, San Jose, California, Orange County, California, San Francisco, California, then back over to Brooklyn, New York, Queens, New York, then back over to Los Angeles, Long Beach, San Diego, then back over to Boston. So, between Southern California there, mid-Southern California, in New England, pretty much. Where's the most religious states? Where do you live? Look at the map there. You can see Mississippi is the most religious state out there, followed by South Carolina, then like South Dakota. And then you can just see they're kind of spread out there, 30s and 40s. The least bit, like Vermont, Iowa, Nevada, Oregon. Yeah, just to name a few. In terms of religion. In the housing market, it's been rough. The delistings soar to an 8-year high. Hopefully, within the next year or so, after all these cutbacks have been made, and you get a new Fed in there, and 2026, hopefully there's a rebound to all this. At some point, there has to be. Like, I'm going to point out this graph right here. They say that, but they do say this, that geographic rotation is striking, that home prices are falling in a majority of cities, as I just showed you. But 53% of homes have lost value over the past year. Now you can see, graphs are always up, down, up, down. But where we're at, we've got to come up out of this and do something to the positive. Like, this cannot be a short-lived in the green kind of moment here. We need to flip up and fill up some green candles for the housing market. We're just getting hit everywhere, man. Jobs, businesses getting wiped out, our money, the currency itself is getting wiped out. And it's not just here. We're living through a big scam right now. It's really a big designed shift into the digital age and away from fiat currency. And as you can see here, this is all across the board, the decline of developed nations' fiat money. So I've been trying to point out and stay on top of the fact that all these places are falling apart all around the world. China and its markets are in disarray. Japan, its markets are in disarray. Germany, France, all these places, man, the biggest places are in disarray. Like, we're about to see a reset. And they're going to try to wipe away fiat. I'm telling you, gold and silver is where it's at to the end. I've been telling you to get gold and silver for over a freaking decade. And until the end. To the end, my friend. Yeah. This far from righteous individual here, Sam Altman, and his ex-boyfriend, they get targeted in a scam here where, well, basically they're robbed by armed robbers. They go in and they made them withdraw 11 million in crypto. So dudes watched them, plotted, seen their lack of security, caught them slipping, walking into their place, got in and came in behind them or whatever, gunpoint, and told them, get on the laptop, log in, and transfer 11 million in crypto to certain wallets, which these guys are idiots. It's all trackable and traceable. They think that this is all good and they're going to get away with this and this and that, but everything that's digital, especially high-profile cases, they're going to get busted. If they weren't high-profile and they were low-key and it was something, wasn't this, if it was just low-key, they had a better chance. But anything high-profile, they're done here. These investigators are going to jump on them. If not multiple investigators, just all jumping on it, trying to figure it out. Get too much attention on it for these guys, so they're going to get busted, I'm telling you. Like, I want to know what they made them. Oh, here's a clip. I didn't see this earlier. Why would you even answer the door to a dude like this? Get out of here, man. Oh, he was trying to deliver some. Is somebody standing looking like that? The guy went in, again, robbed him, had him withdraw all this money, and he took off. But I just see him getting caught. It took about 90 minutes, it says here. Oh, there it is. 11 million worth of Ethereum and Bitcoin. The exact method is unknown. But it's telling you what was taken. So they just transferred. They had them just transfer, send it to different wallets. I'm telling you, they're busted. Anything that is on the Bitcoin network like that is all trackable and traceable by the NSA. We've shown it time after time, year after year, report after report. All these dudes that have done heists and hacks and ransoms, any one of them that use Bitcoin, they end up getting busted. And the reason why is because the NSA made it. It's obvious at this point. On to the AI. We got an alert saying AI toys pose a huge risk, and they're putting out an advisory saying that you should never get a toy or anything that has AI incorporated into it that's going to be given to a kid, because it can do a lot of crazy things. It's going to undermine a child's healthy development, and they say it's unprecedented. Especially when you get these Chinese dolls and all these other things. It gets, oh man, it's bad news. They're programmed to all this bad stuff. Yeah. So heads up on that stuff. The CDC announcing they're shutting down monkey labs amid this tuberculosis time bomb fear. Huh, really? The last thing that we need is that. But you seen here recently, there was another wreck and the monkeys got loose, and they immediately came out and tried to say that they killed all but one. That was a lie. And then after that, tried to say they caught that one. That was a lie, because there was one loose for a while afterwards. And I never did see a confirmation on that very last one. But outside of the false initial report, the false first one. But I don't know. These biolabs are just not good. Like, you need to have them off and secure, so like either underground, out in the middle of Alaska somewhere, like remote island, something like that. Probably remote island best. Where, the whole idea, like, everything's trapped there. It's not going to be able to get to, society. But they're shutting down the labs. Just want to mention that. I mean, we'll see. I say that, and the next thing you know, there could be another turnover on the highway and like 100 monkeys. And the whole story changed last time. Remember, they were all infested with all this stuff, but then they came out and said, oh, no, they didn't have nothing. Like, they're lab monkeys, but they didn't have nothing. Like, these guys are pathetic. And they're all dead, but they're not. Lie after lie. Much less Spiro on this one. FBI seeking input on biometric algorithms, basically on AI-driven tattoo recognition. So, I mean, really, I don't know what they're trying to do here. Make themselves look like they care about asking people stuff and their opinion. Maybe to some degree they might wonder what people think, but they're doing this regardless. They don't care if you don't like it or if you do. Their cameras are watching everything, and they're feeding it now. That this is the talk. It's going to be AI-driven tattoo recognition. So basically, yeah, if you've got your sleeves up or in a t-shirt, walking into Walmart, and you've got a tattoo on your arm, or anything that could be seen, it's going to pick it up. That's how fine-tuned this AI and all this crap is at this point. It's going to pick that up, and it's going to send a signal. It's going to alert, and it's going to be an indicator, a hard indicator that it's you, a positive confirmation. So this is garbage, because you can't even freely walk in and out of stores in society these days from here on out, because the camera system is going to be doing this. And you just have to just assume that all of these places are running the software behind it with AI. I mean, if not, they're going to. And thank you for getting the first coffee for tonight. There, John, much appreciated to the fullest. Much love. God bless. But yeah, like we're getting tracked like, animals at this point. And a database on AI, for AI to track your tattoos is just another way to track you. Let's jump into the politics. Trump, basically putting out a warning to Comey and James after a Clinton judge dismisses their cases. Play a little bit of this. Again, what are you going to do? Like, if you're indicting these guys, arresting these guys, Bolton and them would be up next. Are they too going to get off scot-free? I mean, it just makes you wonder.
Are you planning to replace Kash Patel as
No, he's doing a good job.
This week,
Kash Patel? No, he's doing a great job, I think.
this week we saw those cases against James Comey and Letitia James tossed out. Do you still have faith in Lindsay Halligan?
Oh, she's great. I think she's great. They got out on a technicality, and you'll see what happens from here on. But if you look at the actual charges, I think anybody that looks at it very fairly would say, boy, are they guilty. So let's see what happens over the next week. The court didn't say you couldn't bring the case, re-bring the case, or appeal the case. So they have a lot of options. They're going to call the shot. I'm not calling the shot. But Lindsay's a...
And that was supposed to be the piece they just played there. Was what I just said. Instead, they played the video here for the Kash Patel thing.
And there would be nothing like it.
Are you planning to replace Kash Patel?
And Kash Patel is on the chopping block, and with the people, not maybe with Trump, but if the people are not going to be buying all the stuff he's saying, then at some point he's going to have to go. He's not doing his job for them. The seditious six are the people that are in this scripted video, and they're saying that it appears to be part of the left's broader color revolution against Trump. So, look, they're rolling out like a revolution or an attempt at a revolution, color revolution, right here in this country, right now, right in front of your face. It's not going away. I'm watching closely. Again, I don't like DC. I'm watching all these different cities and areas closely. The timing is right and the stars align here. I can just feel there's going to be something pop off in a city where I'm going to be going to cover the action. Popping off in the city as it has so many times in the past. And I don't know, man. The shooting tonight, it really feels like it's this whole thing is being designed and pushed toward just that. Pure chaos here in America. So, Stephen Miller here going off about these people. It's like, the left is definitely pushing for the violence, for sure.
Well, they should be held accountable under the law and under the Uniform Code of Military Justice for a seditious conspiracy against the United States of America. This is completely open and shut, straightforward. What is the motivation? Why would 6 members of Congress, selecting specifically for individuals with a CIA or military background, record a carefully written, carefully produced, slickly edited video messaging directly to members of our clandestine services and our armed forces, telling them to disobey orders from their superiors, telling them that they should individually determine whether an order is legal or illegal and defy it. Individuals who are exercising life and death power. The CIA engages in covert missions all over the world involving life and death decisions. The armed forces launches life-taking missions time and time again. They carry weapons. They control drones. They control missiles. They work on nuclear submarines. For what purpose would you ever deliver this message? As you said, it's to create a color revolution. It is the CIA playbook for trying to foment insurrection from within the military and within the CIA. Look, we saw after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, Jesse, members of the armed forces openly celebrating his murder. So think about that for a second. You have people in the armed forces, and it can be a tiny, tiny percentage, but who celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and then now they're getting a message from Kelly and from other members of Congress saying, defy your commanders. Rise up and defy your superiors. That kind of language will get people killed. It endangers our national security. It is dangerously radicalizing. And it has all of the evidence of willfulness and intent. And when they go on TV and they say, well, we can't name what order is illegal, that proves the point. It was never about the law. It was breaking down the chain of command. The Democrat Party is openly engaged every day in trying to tear down democracy, whether it be judges who are binding the president with unlawful orders, releasing violent criminals back onto the street, trying to cement and protect the illegal alien invasion of America, and now fomenting rebellion inside of the ranks of our armed forces and CIA.
Yeah.
And thank you, Molotov, for the coffee. I appreciate it to the fullest. Best way to support the show right there. And we've got an Antifa whistleblower saying they call you faces so they can kill you here. Explaining from their side, what's going on here. I wanted to play this clip just so you can see here what they're saying here in this instance.
Say they're going to kill someone, or they think it's justified to attack someone because they're a fascist, for example.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like, whether it's people deserve to die, they have no human rights. It's like calling someone a Nazi or a fascist. It's a way to just dehumanize them. You can do whatever to them. You can assault them. It's funny to them. They laugh about it. They don't kill you because you're a fascist. They call you a fascist so they can kill you. It's just a way to dehumanize people and threaten them. Originally, they were trying to bully and threaten like what they would consider right-wing extremists, like Proud Boys or like Christian nationalists, that show up to protests or events. They're bullying them. That's not the target anymore. Now the target is anyone that doesn't agree with them. Socially, when I'm not at a meeting, I'm just hanging out with people that I know, more and more they talk about acts of violence, they talk about guns or going to gun ranges, and it scares me.
Why do you think some of these people that you know are arming themselves and going to gun ranges and so on?
They feel as though they're under threat. Well, we're going to be genocided or put in prison, or Nazis have taken over America, and so we have to act now to stop it.
That kind of rhetoric and those ideas, do you feel that it's kind of like a radicalization or self-radicalization, almost akin to, let's say, an Islamist group?
How is this different than a group like ISIS?
So, once they put a label on you, you're done. Antifa has been labeled a domestic terror organization. That's a label you do not want to catch, because at that point, you're a domestic terrorist. Like, they can kill you. It's, and they won't care. Like, they're blowing these dudes up in boats out in the water left and right, and they don't care. They're saying they're narco-terrorists. Terrorists. That's all. Once terrorist is attached, they could smoke you. Okay. So, unfortunately, for the West, the governments of the UK and Canada are forging ahead here, selling the people out. I told you, they want to roll out the whole digital ID thing in the UK, and even in Canada, they're getting tyrannical with everything there. You can see here, digital authorization being used for the UK and Canada. So even if the United States isn't doing it, these countries are going to surge ahead in this department and do it. So, a digital dystopian nightmare. Yeah, they go over here on this one. The UK's digital dragnet and Canada's surveillance surge that's watching absolutely everything. And when it comes to the UK government, they're doing some crazy crap, man. I told you how they're tracking everybody. You can see right here the UK government has a resist program. It is designed to monitor citizens and their online posts. Could you even imagine? They'd be sitting there right now listening. Yeah, I see these memes. I keep seeing this one meme. I saved it, but memes are made to be funny. But on the real tip, it's not funny. And it says post memes that would get you arrested in the UK. And party like it's funny because you can in America here we can share memes making fun of people and doing all this stuff and it's freedom of speech, but man, in the UK you cannot do that no longer. Something's got to give here. Something's got to happen. I mean, much love on my UK cats. You know I love you. I pray that something gives here. Daz, Crown Jewels. I hope something. But I don't see it. I'm a realist, man. Unless large groups of people rise to the occasion, and this is for anywhere, your government's never backing down. They're never going to stop. So that's just the way it is. So this UK resist program, sitting there watching in real time. This is insane, man. You know, Trump did offer people in the UK a way out so that they come to the United States. Yeah, so check this one out. This is an ominous sign. I seen somebody posted on this earlier, and yep, it's in the lineup. UK schools locked down in a secret Pegasus pandemic drill. This is not what you want to see. Remember that freaking Economist magazine cover for 2026, the year ahead, had two big syringes on the cover. One on the right, one on the left. It's not what you want to see. Okay? So you're telling me that out of nowhere, these places are having snap drills again? In regards to the pandemic, just yeah, what George Orwell wrote about in 1984 set in the UK is now literally becoming a reality. You got that? Oh man. And thank you, Kev Barr, for the super chat. Yeah, man. This is I pray that one day I can report that the people have risen to the occasion. Something's happened. Some kind of group is formed. Strong group in the UK to help the people there overcome a tyrannical government. UK farmers have come together, and this is one thing to rally around right here and to think about. They invaded London, heading to Parliament to protest against the failing PM Starmer's tax raid, the two-tier law. And you've seen this. I've warned this, I've showed this before. The farmers need to rally. They need to come out in mass. You can see right there on their equipment and all that. Think you can. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Thank you for the super chat. And hope you have a good one with friends and family, my brother. But UK, man, I'd get behind your farmers. They seem to be making the most noise at this point. You need to try to find a way to connect and link. If you need to find a way to get your biggest groups and string them together. And that's you. That's your country. That's what you got. And if you can't make a difference with that, then I don't know what to say. Same thing goes for every place, every country. You need like strong groups out of every state strung together to rally, to rise together. Yeah, this is definitely a united police state. Much love sevenfold. It's bad. It's the worst ever. This is everything we've ever warned about. It's unfolding. I mean, freaking strike teams all across the country rolling out. Camps built, just sitting there. Everyone looking the other way. Where we at here on time? 10:35. All right. So I want to point out a few legal cases here that Trump's got going on. These are key to watch. Okay. One of them has to do with tariffs. What they rule affects these things. And if they shut them down and stop them, then the impact on high prices in many departments is gonna fall back. So that's one. The whole National Guard thing. We've already had one ruling, but then we've got other states making moves like against Trump's moves here. Like Trump's trying to send National Guard. He has already into Memphis, and you've seen Los Angeles, DC, Chicago, Portland. But they're suing. All these places are suing Trump over this, inciting posse comitatus. Just like I said, he is using a loophole in Title 32 to like override it. And what they've done, what the Trump administration is basically doing, is saying we're going to do what we want and we'll go to court and deal with the rest later. Much love, sweet. Much love. You can't think you Kev Barr. Much love, my brother. Another ruling is on the illegal immigrants. Because there's the argument that they're being removed without due process and all this. So there's rulings there. And then the Alien Enemies Act. This is part of Trump's deportation plan involving the use of the 1798 Alien Enemies Act, which allows swift deportations during an invasion. Okay. So all these rulings will play big on what happens, with these cases. And let's shift here and get some global updates here. What's happening around the world, different countries. Whew. Brazil's ex-president Bolsonaro, man, they got him. This guy, someone's got to free him and get him into a safe place because he does not deserve what they're hitting him with here. He's not in the best health shape. He knew he was going to have to go to court, and they swooped in, they snatched him up anyway early, fearing that he was going to try to escape. He's got a 27-year sentence. We think about that. Compare that to P. Diddy and these other goons out here. Throwing it at him, and he won't survive that. He wouldn't survive that. This is crazy. Brazil, the people, they got to rise, man. They got to do something here. They got to do something. Anybody out there from Brazil? I mean, I say these things because I'm not sure what countries I reach into, and I don't, because I know I reach around the world, but it seems to be kind of selective on the certain countries, like the UK, Japan, like Malaysia, things like that. But I don't ever see anybody in here from China. I used to on D Live. We used to have people over there from China specifically, and it was crazy because they were like, yo, you can see me, blah, blah, blah. And they specifically used to say that they were finding a way, like a VPN, like a way around the Great Firewall of China. And they must have got shut down because they disappeared. And it sucked. It always sucks when people good people disappear. Just makes me think of so many that's just disappeared over the years. It's a nasty, evil world, y'all. But just sellouts everywhere. Even this piece, Rand Paul, I don't trust none of them. Don't like none of them. Even though Rand's done good, and it's not, I give him props where they're due. Even I give Trump his props. But like, when they do bad, we call them out, and the bad just seems to always outweigh the good. And Rand Paul is basically warning that war in Venezuela will fracture the MAGA movement. Well, I don't know where he's been, but the whole pedo thing, Epstein thing, fractured the whole movement. This whole thing with Massey, his counterpart here in Kentucky, and MTG has fractured. You know, the whole America first, it's MAGA or MAGA. It is fractured. So you're witnessing a like daily in real time breakdown of MAGA. It's just systematically getting picked apart, falling apart. I'm glad, because it just shows me there's awakening there. And I always knew that you had to tear apart. You had to crack into that MAGA base to awaken people. If that's where a majority of the crowd fell asleep and drifted off to, well, we got to start working on them, and one by one, if that's what it takes, waking them up to what's really going on. And hey, event after event, things have been happening. Like I said, it started with the pedos, because people just don't play that. And, you know, everyone's got their line in the sand. This will be another one. And Trump is just worried about getting these accolades for the record books, it seems, and all that. And sure, Ukraine comes to peace. He'll try to claim that, trying to claim any little accolade he can out there. Like, for real, it's all he cares about. This is disgusting. Yeah, this isn't about not liking Trump because you like the Democrats. Like, get out of here. Like, no. Well, we're at here. It's not liking them because we understand they're all politicians and they're playing the people. That's where we're at. This isn't your Trump derangement syndrome. No, this is I'm sick of all the lies and crap syndrome. So I told you that bin Salman, the leader of Saudi Arabia, met with Trump, and they had this big meeting. And of course, a lot of it's behind closed doors, and they'll have a show in front of the cameras, but then they'll go and they'll talk big business behind closed doors. Apparently, this meeting was strained. Trump and MBS here weren't really seeing eye to eye. And after the whole thing, the truth comes out, and they stress that there was there's disappointment and irritation. And say, oh, really? That y'all tried to, and thank you, Fan P, for the coffee. Much love, God bless. They try to play it off to everybody like, oh, everything was cool and peachy, but I could tell in just a little interview that bin Salman or whatever here was, he was snappy. And then come to find out, a major headline was broke that, because Netanyahu doesn't know when to shut his mouth. Netanyahu just doesn't know when to shut his freaking mouth. He was bragging, saying, yeah, he made sure that America, Hegseth, and them made sure they sold Israel upgraded F-35s that are superior to the ones that Saudi Arabia is going to get. Now, how are you going to feel if you're Saudi Arabia? You're not going to like that. You're going to turn around and look at the United States like, well, why am I even buying these off you if I can't get a fair deal? And see, the United States is such a businessman in this degree, they would turn around and they would say to Saudi Arabia, well, like, here, we're just going to sell you all those gadgets aftermarket. Here you go. Now you're just as equipped, if not more equipped. And you can turn around and tell Israel that, like, look, We sold them dumbed down stuff. We can't stop them from acquiring other stuff to add to it, but we sold them dumbed down stuff. That was our deal, and we stuck to it. You see what I'm saying? Like, so Israel trying to brag and then getting pissed off and butthurt what that other countries are actually going to have the capability to hang with them. Like, I mean, I don't know. But Trump's a salesman through and through. When it comes to the whole Ukraine thing, it's still back and forth, even though they talk this big 20-point peace plan crap. No, 6 dead as Russian missiles pummel Kiev, right? And the peace deal is supposed to be advancing or this and that, maybe not. Well, when you've got this much war continuing, I'm telling you, like, if they don't accept it, like, Kiev's smoked at this point. Like, and before Zelensky goes out, I could see him trying to hit Moscow with a nuke or something stupid, or getting nuked because they do something stupid. That's what I really see happening. I see them trying to hit Moscow with something, and Moscow recognizing it's like nuclear or something, and like they shoot it down, stop it, or maybe even get hit. I don't know, but they're gonna respond. There's no scenario. There's zero scenario. Zero. You get a nuclear shot off on Russia and they do not retaliate. There is no way. No freaking way at this point. They can't even defend their own territory. Yeah, they can slip in some drones here and there, but it's not enough. Again, if they want to start strapping nukes to them, it's going to be game over. So check this out. Ukraine rejects the key aspects of the peace plan. You knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to be Zelensky. He does it every time. He ruins the party. They say they will not secede territory. They're done. If you do not want to give up Crimea, Donetsk, Donbass, Kherson, the places Russia easily has gone in and taken over thoroughly, you're done. You're done. And this is why Trump wants to wash his hands with it. I can't blame him there, because I turn around and look at Russia and be like, all right, like, do what you want, dude, because, like, this dude's an idiot. Like, we're backing out, but you got to mean it. You can't be supplying Zelensky with any more missiles, any of that. Like, you got to fully pull out of this war for America. That's what needs to be done on Trump's behalf. He acted like he's doing it, but then no. Acting like he's doing it, but then no. So, Trump does snub Zelensky's urgent meeting request. This is pretty interesting. So Trump's basically saying, I'm never meeting you again until you basically agree to the deal. That's a way to put pressure on him, put him in place. Like, yeah, we're never talking again unless you accept the deal, period. So this is where it sits there. Shifting over to Venezuela. This is going to be the hot topic here. I believe in from here in the coming weeks ahead, it'll really be interesting to see if this man works a deal out with Maduro. If Trump and Maduro get a deal going where he leaves. But this is not just about Venezuela. All right? I want to get that clear tonight, right here, right now. And they're making it clear. They're coming out and they're saying that this is not just about removing him. Okay? They are buzzing him once a week with bomber attack demos. B-52s swooping right down around Caracas. They are applying pressure. Give a warning to the president of Colombia. What does it say right here? And this is what it is. The U.S. military deployment in Latin America is not just about Venezuela. This is to push Russia, China, and Iran completely out of the Western Hemisphere, out of the Panama Canal, from around Cuba, lurking in the waters anywhere. Dude, they're setting up. This is a huge move. Any hemispheric move like this and like to this degree, this is freaking huge, man.
Should President Trump order strikes against the Maduro regime, there's plenty of firepower in the Caribbean to do it, with about 30% of all deployed American warships, including the aircraft carrier Gerald R. Ford, now on station. There are over 200 Tomahawk cruise missiles in theater aboard destroyers and U.S. Marines aboard the USS Iwo Jima and other amphibs in the Ready Group. Now, ahead of Thanksgiving, the U.S. military's top officer, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Raisin Kane, arrived in Puerto Rico yesterday to meet the forces who are part of Operation Southern Spear. So with General Kane in the region, we'll have to see if
Are
Secretary
you
Hegseth
kidding me?
follows suit
The
ahead.
dude's name is Raising Cane. Oh my dude. Somebody pinch me. Am I asleep? Like, this is kidding. And how did I miss that one? Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry, but that was just the dude's name. Our top military dude's name is Raising Cane. That is just, dude. Like, this is so much not right about this stuff. Like, all right, so a looming Mexican coup, there it happened. I'm telling what I just show you, what I tell you. This is about the entire hemisphere, all of Latin America. I've been warning you about this all year. Now they're in position. From Venezuela to our doorstep, I warned you. I told you it's all going to go down. And it still hasn't begun. So you just wait till the first strikes begin. Any moment now, it's going to go down. 30% of all of our global military assets are positioned in this. Why are the elites moving into high security fortresses? Ha ha ha. Do I even need to explain? I think you already know. Why are all the elites doing this? Well, and it's not these places that so much may seem like they're behind gated walls, but like Indian River in Florida, a highly sought place by the elites. It's got a lot of water around it to protect it. You're going to have to swim in on the water or come in like Frogman out of the water to get to them. And that serves as a good deterrent. And like to get into these communities, any of them, you're going to have to go through a gate anyway. But instead of putting a fortress, around the whole freaking place, they use water as a natural deterrent, and it works well. It works well. Always has. That's why castles always had moats around them and everything else. And you will see the enemy crossing the waterway and everything else. They'll stand out. And down in Florida, man, these spots, like the Florida compared to Kentucky, I'll jump in a lake off of a houseboat up here any day, all day. Kentucky, Tennessee, up here all day. But as soon as you cross like the Mason-Dixon line heading south, and you get into Gator territory, I'll pass. I'm not jumping into any lake, any swamp, anything, any body of water, because gators are lurking, especially in Florida. And why do you think the whole alligator Alcatraz thing was popular and real deal? That's what this would be. Every little pond is the alligator Alcatraz down here. Like, you just don't know. I'll never forget when I was like 22. I was at Panama City Beach partying with all the people, and that's what you did, at that age. Panama City Beach. And so everybody was at. I wasn't as much partying, but like running from police. They like raided our place, and like I ran from police a lot down there. It was like never no fun. Even went to jail in Panama City Beach because the stupidest stuff. Went down and set a beer on top of my car to get a CD out of the CD player to go back into the party and pop it in. And the cops busted me right there. Like, you're coming with us. Dude, get out of here. R.I.P. Enoch. Me and my buddy Enoch got popped, and we walked the beach together. We had to do community service to get out of it and all that crap. It was a memory. But that night, that mission, before that happened, we were running from the cops down there, and I ran. And it was my first experience like running in Florida from like cops. And it was the stupidest stuff. People are partying and like they're trying to raid parties. And it's like, I mean, that's what everyone and their mama's down there to do. And like, so like cops try to bust in on a party. What do? You either get caught or you run. So I run, and I end up by a body of water like this in the dark, running from the cops. And I could hear the cops like, you go this way, went that way. And like, I could hear them close. I could see flashlights. I could see them running around. And I'm ducked down like at the water's edge. That's a good old song. At the water's edge. And man, I kept hearing like some splashing around like in the water. And like in my mind, initially, I kept thinking like, man, fish are jumping. So stupid, naive at the time. I was thinking, oh man, the fish are jumping tonight, like behind me. And I don't know, it was the way the next thing moved in the water. It dawned on me like, oh my gosh, gators are in this water. And boy, I came up out of there because like there was one right behind me. I could hear it. It was coming. I could hear it. And like, it was red alert. It scared the piss out of me. And I was out of there and I went running. And thankfully I never got caught. I never got caught by a gator or a cop. And I lived to tell the story here tonight. So, yeah. Dabu was 22. Man, that was like a lifetime ago. So many people are dead and gone, man. So, let me take this thing where we at. Top of the hour. Let me take it to the UFO discussion to take us out of here. The big talk, obviously, age of disclosure here recently, but the big takeaway here is that it's not over, that there's going to be the big dog, like the announcement is going to happen. And really, it has to be done by someone like Trump. It has to be of his magnitude, where the whole world's going to listen. It has to be just, and he would want it anyway. He would want the accolade. That's all this guy's about. Even if he steps up and he said before he didn't really care about it, never really believed in the aliens or whatever he wants to say. Well, you believe in the fallen, son. I know you do. You do there, and they're one and the same, buddy. So yeah, you do believe in them. He looks to be that's going to deliver it to all of humanity. Truly, it looks like it's going to be Trump. He is the chosen one. The Gentile Messiah. I mean, who else would it have been? The Gentile Messiah. Who else would it have been to deliver? It's going to be him. They've made it clear. Too many people have said this and hinted at this, and it's the last step. All year, they dropped breadcrumbs all year in anticipation for the age of disclosure drop. And it's dropped. It's already happened. It's happened. As some of you said, you've seen it, and it was a little underwhelming, right? It's because of what? Because of what? Yeah, our hip-hop will wake you up. Now get up. Yeah. That's what's up. You know, man. Just seeing Crown Jewels, man, gets me going. Man, I love you, brother. Me and Gary be coming to see you, man, if we could. If you went all the way across this huge-ass pond. Me and Gary then cruise down. I'll go scoop up Jay from the Ville, too, and we be on our way. Look, man. This is huge. disclosure, the announcement of alien life, the deception, the big show commencing. This is huge. This isn't getting better. I'd definitely be talking about this over Thanksgiving. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but I throw this out there. But like, yeah, what are you going to think when Trump comes out and says there's aliens? And watch how people's faces, watch people melt down at the table. And like, then you can start pulling up links and you can start pulling up Rogan podcast. You can start pulling up all the stuff, me, whatever. And like, let them listen. Just show them real quick. Like, boom, like this is what's about to happen. So it's the next step. Like they just came out. They told Congress. They told everybody. But like, you all didn't hear about it, right? Because you don't listen to Rogan or you didn't. But you will hear about it if Trump says it. Do you see what I'm saying? When this man steps up and makes this announcement, it's over. It will get more views than like the Super Bowl, like anything, all that stuff combined. And even if it's not watched live, it will spread like wildfire. It will be the announcement of announcements. You couldn't top it. He couldn't top it. There's no topping it. There's no other announcement in your entire life and career. You can't top that. To come out and drop the aliens are here bombshell, they've been prepping us for this since Ronald Reagan. Well, I don't know what to think would happen if the whole world was presented with a threat from out of this world. You know, well, they're going to be told to drop their guns and come together for peace is what's going to end up happening. We already know the blueprint here. All right. We already know what's about to happen. These wizards are about to play the card, and it's all for the fallen. Again, for the fallen. That's who the aliens are. Listen, Eric Davis just came out in that documentary in front of Congress and told them there are multiple entities here, multiple species. They're here without a doubt. Some of the guys right there on that panel have seen them with their own eyes. Those are the cats I want to have some conversations with. You know, they're willing to come out this far and give out these details, but then you're willing to talk. I want some details, partner. All right. So, like, they told us they're on the ocean bottoms. Like, I'm ready to go hunting. Matter of fact, we're gonna go hunting, and I'm dedicating like the latter part of my life to the end, up to the end, if I have it my way, to unraveling these ancient mysteries. It's it. Searching for defeating the enemy and searching for the ancient mysteries, exposing it, showing the truth. And all that entails these fallen. That's all that they've been hiding this whole time. Because if you would have known the truth from history, you'd have known they're already here. And that's what's about to be exposed anyway. So to be honest with you, we would just be expanding on it. If they just said they're here. If Trump wants to come out and say they're here and all this, look, then people are going to hit rewind. They're going to go back and they're going to start watching all these other congressional clips in amazement. Like, what? What do you mean? They already said this like months ago. Like, yeah, you stupid people don't listen to nothing. You only listen to what your Gentile Messiah spoon feeds you. All right. They already come out and said they're here. They're all over the place. They're in the bottom of the oceans. They're inside the planet. They're all over the freaking place. They're woven in amongst us. They're here. It's over. I want to go hunting at that point. I feel it's my duty. I feel that's what the Lord would want me to do. If he's coming back and he's separating us the wheat from the tare and he's destroying the tare. Wow. I would have get a jump start on things. Or at least be able to expose where they're at, you know, and all these goods, underground bases, entrances. I can't help but think that the ocean ones are going to be very, very easy to expose. You just got to You have to get out there, especially with drones and the right technology. They can airbrush out all this stuff from their satellites, but once we get above them on a boat and get the drone up and we start scanning and looking and they can't hide it, then that's what it's all about, baby. 80% of the ocean floor not scanned on this planet. And let me tell you, get it while the getting is good, man. There's mystery and treasure in all of our backyards, all over the place. All this is coming unraveled, man. Go get you some. Go get you some. But I'm going to tell you now, the big announcement coming will be from Trump in my book. Even if the Pope gave it, it wouldn't have the same effect. It's Trump, man. You just know it. You just know it. You just know it. Look what they just did. They spent a whole year dropping breadcrumbs in a huge production on disclosure, and it didn't even stick. There are a lot of good stuff in there. They've been showing us all year. They've hit these things with missiles, blowing them apart, and they kept flying. They've given us the most amazing footage you could ever ask for this far. There's only one thing they've never shown yet. Only one thing they've not shown. And it's E.T. alive on camera for you to see. Oh boy, oh boy. I have a funny feeling it may just be one race in this first go. Once the cat's out of the bag, there's one race, then there's going to be many. Look, I've said this before. The bad guys are here. They've always been here. They're locked here with us. If they make this announcement, just remember this is how I see it. If they make this announcement and they try to say that these guys want peace and they want us to start to break down our weapons and do away with our weapons, people are going to fall for it. And you're going to be taking away your only line of defense against these things here, okay? And then what they're going to say is there's an enemy coming. The enemy's coming. A bad, semi-superior race of life that wants to come over and take this planet over. And if you make an announcement like that, and this is a new life force, like a new entity, species that's just been introduced to us, and they're being introduced as peaceful, you're going to see them, the world is going to see them as being good guys. As good guys. But they're not. And the good guys, so to speak, which are really the baddies, in our government, which have all been in cahoots this entire time, are going to say, hey, there's something bad coming. There's something bad coming. A threat to all of us. And if we don't all come together and turn against it and fight against it together, we are all done. The threat's going to be God. The Godhead, so to speak. That's it. It's how you turn the whole world against him in the end. And trick the entire world. Exactly what Satan's wanted the entire time. You turn the entire world against the Most High. Right there. The stage is set. We've never been this close. Never been. You just remember this. When they start screaming threat about anything, remember the threat has always been here. They start screaming something No one knows the day or the hour, right? But they may know a window. They may know a window. They may see somebody's incoming already. They may see somebody's already making their way in. Slowly. Maybe even already passed up by Earth, this and that. I don't know. Maybe it's 3-Eye Atlas. I don't freaking know. It could be anything like it. Like, all eyes will see the coming. Okay? And it doesn't matter if it's 3-Eye or not. I'll just do that out there. But it would be something similar, would it not? All eyes would see the coming. That's how I see it. I believe. But see, when Jesus returns, when the Messiah returns for judgment, all the dead, all the energy in this planet will rise. The dead in Christ will rise first. Then he touches down. Because he calls everyone to meet him in heaven. He calls everyone to meet him up in the air in heaven. But he touches down on the Mount of Olives in the greatest earthquake that has ever happened in history. Happens. Do you know that? Do you know that that's what's prophesied? That that's what's coming? That that's what's going to hit this planet? The greatest earthquake to ever rock the planet is going to be when he touches down. It is written. It is written. And I'll speak it into existence. I can't wait for that touchdown. It's on, baby. Just remember, on his thigh it says King of Kings. And he returns with a sword. I can't wait. Told you, you better sell your cloak and go buy a sword. I think that, in much love, only 11, everybody. Much love, period. Happy Thanksgiving. This will be the stream everyone's watching or catching up on during Thanksgiving. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. We'll catch up again on the flip side on Friday, God willing. And hopefully nothing too crazy happens between now and then. But that's the latest in a nutshell. As I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you here next time for some Underground World News Live. Much love. God bless. Thank you for all the support. Jersey, Vegas. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for the super chats. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with friends and family. And at the end of the last stream, Eon, I didn't get the chance to give you the shout out because you swooped in right after I shut it down. Thomas, man, thank you for the super chat, man. From the heart, man. You guys don't realize it ain't easy for a truther out here. So every bit that you guys throw my way, I appreciate more than you even know. Someone, thank you for the coffees out there. Again, Fan P. And R.I.P. to all those that lose their life too early. Again, much love. God bless. Thank you, everyone out there, for the love, for the prayers. Stay sharp. And for the legendary Eon out there. Thank you for the coffees, brother.
the Garden of Eden, the Great Flood, the birthplace of Abraham. I know of men who have taken life needlessly in other conflicts. I can assure you, they live with the mark of Cain upon them. The enemy should be in no doubt that we
Thank
are
you,
his
Adam,
nemesis,
for the coffees.
and we are bringing about his rightful destruction. If you are ferocious in battle, remember to be magnanimous in victory.
I took my place at the table and drank wine with the kings. Picked up my sword to go and battle with the gins. There's rumors of war and it's about to begin. So repent for sins before you send for your wings. About to school them out about prepared crowns and kneecaps. Wrote revelations, been there and back with deep math. Read all the scriptures, seen through them like a sheet glass. I did the knowledge equipped with many weed sacks. So ease back and speak facts, my spirit is prepared. What will be, never show no despair. Keep your head held high and have faith in the hair. And join in because there's power in prayer. And when the hour is here, don't be devoured in fear. Cause the flowers of smoke, they gave me powers of sins. And I've been pounding ears for years to down fears. So welcome to the underground, the fun that starts here, yeah.
Welcome to the underground, your safe is over now. We got a place you can't escape because you serve the crown. This word is moving now, the world is losing now. Out of the promised land cause they refuse to bow. Welcome to the underground, your safe is over now. We got a place you can't escape because you serve the crown. Now it's a day away, the war about to break. So grab a sword, pray the Lord, and soldier take your place. Angels stand ready at the four winds. Abaddon's armor's on, about to storm in. So warn men as they hearing the lyrics. Stand bold, don't fold, ain't no fear in the spirit. The spirit, the spirit. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. Speak truth, tear down deception. Your only weapon, the words he's given. So spit flames, flames, and rain hell from heaven. Form up, we about to storm up with the right team. The spite scene will make that all-seeing eye scream. With light beams we make them melt into a light sheen. Unless they covered by the blood like a sunscreen. The unseen is made clear only by his grace. For the king we give it all, we run the race. War is on, sword is dawn, make no mistake. Don't fall, stand tall, soldier, take your place. Welcome to the underground, your safe is over now. We got a place you can't escape because you serve the crown. This word is moving now, the world is losing now. Out of the promised land cause they refuse to bow. Welcome to the underground, your safe is over now. We got a place you can't escape because you serve the crown. Now it's a day away, the war about to break. So grab a sword, pray the Lord, and soldier, take your place.
It's time to take your place, or you getting replaced. You either ride for the Lord or getting your soul erased. The demons give a chase, they all up in my face. That's when I hit them with holy water like it was mace. Better repent for sin and overcome the gin. The end time's here, so baby let the games begin. We walk in righteousness, the only way we're gonna win. The soul screaming to heaven, begging to let them in. The seals are breaking, prophecy got the earth shaking. Better awaken or forever get your soul taken. I ain't faking, you better prepare. When the Lord comes to separate the wheat from the tare. If you care, time's ticking into the final hour. And when the Lord comes, you'll witness the power. When the trumpet sounds, it's about to go down. The real can only be found up in the underground.
Welcome to the underground, your safe is over now. We got a place you can't escape because you serve the crown. This word is moving now, the world is losing now. Out of the promised land cause they refuse to bow. Welcome to the underground, your safe is over now. We got a place you can't escape because you serve the crown. Now it's a day away, the war about to break. So grab a sword, pray the Lord,